Purple chest. Maybe I'll actually get something. How exciting. Oh, what? Holy shit, chat. What the fuck? What do I even... What the fuck? I can't believe this. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another adventure video with the Ironman account. So today we actually have quite a bit of interesting stuff going on today. The clip that you guys see in the background is just me talking about the daily stuff that's going through. So they recently added dailies, and by recently I mean like I don't know, probably months ago at this point, but it's new to me, so that's basically it's new content. So it's new, this new thing that's going around where every single day or every couple of days they'll change certain things that you'll get certain bonus crafting and stuff like that based off of like certain materials. They'll make it so that 2 or 3 items are just better resource return rate. I wanted to make a point to mention this mostly because realistically in the future of this account, if I'm going to be doing a lot of crafting in large quantities, which I still think I'm going to be doing, we need to be able to make sure that we are getting the most... the most bang for our buck when it comes to our materials and stuff like that. So I ended up crafting some of my cloth armor here in this clip, mostly just because I got a free return rate, so it was the most optimal time to do so. So we'll be keeping an eye on these things in the future. So one of the things that this Ironman account is definitely going to be making a lot of use of is learning points. So obviously I have a lot of learning points saved up because I've had premium a bunch and I just don't really use them a ton. So we actually used every single learning point that you see up there right now, which I believe is about 1900. It's kind of hard for me to read in the editing software because it's so small right now, but beside the point, basically we used every single learning point that we had in today's episode. Some of that may or may not have been most of that may or may not have been a huge waste, but right now we're just using them trying to get ourselves focus cost efficiency points, leveling up our slate block crafting effectively with learning points to speed it up. That's why we're crafting 1 or 2 at a time to try to get as many levels as possible. So we're going to be using learning points for a lot of stuff like that in the future. And in this clip here, I'm actually going to be using a whole bunch of my auto respec points to finish out leveling up Spectre Jacket Combat Specialist. I enjoy using a Spectre Jacket. I think it's really fun. I'm totally into trading my HP for DPS. I don't mind, and I'm going to be doing it in the high-end the Slayer tier Corrupted Dungeons. So I'm doing that mostly just because I want to get the money and I want to get the clear speed as high as possible. But on top of that, I also want to make sure that I'm getting as many auto respec points as possible. Since I'm using a new piece of armor, I wanted to max it out so I get as many free points as I can while I'm doing this. So in the next clip, I'm going to be talking a little bit about numbers in general, and I wanted to go ahead and say another thing about numbers. I actually really am very like and subscribe motivated because I love whenever the video get views. I enjoy whenever you guys enjoy it. Whenever you guys enjoy these videos, I enjoy making these videos a lot more. So if you guys are enjoying this video and you are, you know, a fan of the channel, consider subscribing and don't forget to like the video so that other people can also enjoy this content alongside you. So this is going to be a bit of an extended clip here, mostly because I wanted to talk to you guys about this specific thing that I do, and I do this a lot, mostly just because it's something that this account makes good use of, and also there's a lot of utility that comes in doing this. So I talk about this relatively frequently. I think the reason why I talk about it in every single episode almost, I feel like it's not like that, but I talk about it a lot mostly because it's actually quite important, and also there's a lot of new people that come into the Ironman series and they don't actually know like some of the more interesting and intricate things about being an Iron Man and some of the things that you can do in the game. I know that there's just a lot of content as far as like crafting and stuff goes in this game. So I understand that it can be a little overwhelming just knowing all the different things that you can do in this game. So basically what I'm doing here is I have a whole bunch of runes and stuff like that I'm not going to be using. So I'm going to be turning them into random artifacts. I'm going to be rolling them into just like random items that you use to create things like the artifact weapons like the Bloodletter or like the Galatine Pear and the Carving Sword, stuff like that. I'm going to be using my runes to get the pieces that I need to craft those things. It's a good use of my runes because I don't really have too much of a use for them otherwise. It's also rather useful because it allows me to effectively get more resources, or I get more fame per resource whenever I craft. So realistically, if I craft a Clarent Blade, I'm going to get more XP per resource than I would get if I was crafting, say, a pair of dual swords. Now, there comes a little caveat with that is the fact that I can't actually get spec in dual swords if I'm not crafting dual swords specifically, which is a bit of a downside. But ultimately, I have a feeling that this is just going to help me out in the long term. And even if I don't use them, it's not really that big of a deal. Like I said, I don't really have a use for these runes anyway. So just stacking them up in my artifact tab that I have in my bank on my guild island is just fine either way. But I like to talk about this because I think it's a very neat little thing that you can do. And I think it's a very useful piece of content that I definitely get some use out of. And I know other Ironmen are doing the same kind of like content as well. So if you see this and you just learn something new, well, there you go. This is a very good way to like use your runes if you have a ton of them, and also a really good way to increase your fame per item when crafting. So I think at this point, the Iron Man is pretty much sick and tired of not really having potions. So you know, if you've been watching this series for a while and like keeping up with the streams and stuff, that I just don't have potions. I took down my herb garden like ages ago, and I don't really remember why that was. But I ended up rebuilding it here because I want to be able to actually make things like tier 4 poisons and stuff like that. I use poisons religiously. I like to use them to clear larger bosses. It just makes the fights faster and easier, especially when you're about to dump a bunch of DPS. It reduces their resistances. So it's rather useful to have them. But I would also like to eventually upgrade my alchemy guy to level 5 so that I can actually make the Gigantify potions, which is literally the Guardian Boots spec on a potion slot, which is actually really, really good. And I would like to get some use out of that, and I think that's something that I'm going to be absolutely working towards. And it gives me just a consumable that I can use pretty consistently. That gives me another, like an actual chance at doing some PvP stuff, because realistically, the Iron Man needs every advantage it can get because, well, it's an Iron Man account. It's pretty restricted in what it can do. And I'm also kind of bad at the game, PvP-wise, so it definitely helps me there. So I ended up taking this one-handed curse staff build into a corrupted dungeon in the mid-tier. I wanted to try it out just for fun, you know, give it a little bit of a PvP try. So I'll let you guys enjoy and watch the fight. This is what ended up happening. Does he die? I think he dies. Oh, I wonder if I killed him. Fuck, I won't know. Do I know? Do I get to know? No, I don't know if I killed him or not. That was close. He was running a pretty healing heavy build for what we were doing. What was he running? Cursed Skull. That was close. I feel like I definitely had a good chance there. I misplayed it a little bit, but also food potions difference. He had a lot of healing and I didn't. That was close. I think my silence did go off. I just don't think it was as effective as it could have been. Yeah, he was healing a lot of damage there. If I had a roast pork, I probably would have done a lot better, but I was using, what's it called? Oh, I can't remember what it's called. I was using a, thing for cooldown. That was okay. I did a lot of damage. That was surprisingly effective. I did lose 14,000 infamy, but I'm not really worried about it. That was still really close and it was really fun to try. So just for a bit of context, there's an 8.1 solo dungeon map that I'm doing in the background while I'm talking here. So you can see that the Iron Man is doing a lot of more of the higher end PvP content. I'm trying my best, not higher end, I guess it's just PvP in general. I'm doing my best to get into the PvP of this game, and I'm trying new items and I'm enjoying it a little bit for the most part. It's not too bad. I've definitely been getting a lot of kills recently, and I've been a lot more aggressive with my playstyle. I don't actually know if I got it on recording. I don't think I did. But a perfect example, last night, my buddy and I were doing a 7.3 map. He bought a 7.3 map and he wanted to do it. And we were both rocking, I think about like, I was rocking 1200 IP and he was rocking about like 1100 or something like that. And these guys go into our dungeon. I think they were chasing each other, and one of them, like, there was two people chasing one random dude, and he ended up taking off into the dungeon, and we followed him. We followed them into our dungeon. There's two of them that were chasing one random dude. They killed the dude that they were chasing and waited at the door, and then we just killed them. It's just like one of those things. I saw that happening. I was like immediately like, okay, we're fighting these guys. This is gonna be a collab. We're gonna get them. It's just that like
moment of truth,
the killer instinct,
ooh,
if you
that's
will.
pretty.
Not really, but
that.
you know what I mean. Like I'm starting to be more aggressive with my play style in general, and I'm starting to more push
70K
for
in silver.
PvP
Tier 6
content in
Great
general. I
Axe.
think it's
Another
it's
tier
okay.
8 map, which
It's a little bit annoying because
Iron
Iron Man just doesn't have a lot
yeah.
of gear sitting around just to
That's
fuck
pretty
around
awesome.
and die with and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's been something that I've been trying to get more into because it is rather rewarding. I mean, you get stuff and you get good stuff whenever you know do the thing. So there's no reason really not to if you can. And that's one of the reasons why in the next episode, I'm probably going to be doing a lot of dying. I'll be doing a lot of. I haven't really decided because realistically, like, I have 160 or 170,000 infamy right now, and I don't really want to lose a lot of it, but I do also want to just kind of suicide into tier 4 corrupted or tier 2 corrupted dungeons in the mid tier, and just do stuff like that.
Really, 300K is it?
It's just really frustrating because losing 10% of your infamy is a little brutal if I'm honest, but that's okay. I think it's something that I want to start doing more of, and I think it's something that's actually good to get into. Either way, you can see the Iron Man is doing
overweight though,
pretty good for itself right now. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
That is
in
really
this account, even though
inconvenient.
I'm not playing like every single day. I'm playing like every couple days. I'll play like for a day, then give it a couple days break, and
what a good problem to have. If to have.
Hope you guys are actually enjoying this content again. I mean, it's pretty okay. I'm enjoying making it. It's not too bad.
I brought a bunch of extra stuff that I shouldn't have on accident
but
anyway.
Obviously, you guys had a teaser at the beginning of this video.
But still,
and you guys
legendary chest.
Have, if you got this far into the video, I think you guys finally deserve to see
340K
exactly what happened
from this dungeon alone. Just a purple chest. Maybe I'll actually get something. How exciting!
Oh, what? Holy shit, chat! What the fuck? What do I even? What the fuck? I can't believe this. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Maybe I'll get something. Look at how many tier 3 6 bags this is, boys. This is Pog. That's just a flat battle axe too. Holy fuck. This is where the Iron Man turns a new leaf, and I get my battle axes up, so I have the 8.3 battle axe, so I don't have to actually do it manually. Yeah, I have to level tier 8 axes now. I have no choice. That's so fucking awesome. Okay, so here's the thing, chat. Like, actually, that's a really, really good drop because tier 8 axes, I'm pretty sure I could solo group dungeons with stuff like that. Because it's just that fucking good right now. I've seen people doing that. I don't know if they actually do the bosses, but I've seen them fucking killing giant creeps with that shit. So they ended up buffing the amount of fame that you get from these, the iron chests, iron campaign chests that you get for the faction warfare. So I've actually made good use of that. And I decided that I would be using all of my tomes and stuff like that alongside my learning points to achieve level 100 axe fighter, which means that officially this bad boy here can be equipped. So now I can actually finally truly end the episode looking like this. And that, I think, is a thumbnail. I'm gonna wait till it like brightens up. I'm gonna get a screenshot. Oh, this is gonna be so perfect. I'm actually really excited. This felt really good getting this item, and it also feels really good now equipping said item. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this, guys. And I hope you get to see, I hope you guys are excited to see what happens with it in the next episode. We have a lot of experimenting and a lot of things that I'm ready to try and things that I'm ready to give a go.